Good morning, I am in Berlin. I've just had breakfast. I need to be at work in an hour and 50 minutes, ideally before, but hey ho. I need to go running now because it's sunny this morning and then it's really cloudy this afternoon, and the rest of the week looks pretty mixed as well. But it's currently 0 degrees outside, which is not what I'd had in mind for March in Berlin. But I'm in Mitte at the moment. I'm staying just off Torstrasse, which is one of the sort of like main streets in Mitte. And I'm gonna run over to the hospital and then down across the River Spree into Tiergarten, which is a huge park. I've never been there before. And then run up to Brandenburg Tor and then back to the hotel and then have a shower and go to work. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. So with that said, let's go. I've got my gloves. It's 0 degrees and I forgot my gloves. My hands are so cold. I can't believe it. What an idiot. Got to the Spree though, and I guess the Reichstag over there. Where are we going now? Cross the road, cross the road. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so cool. That's the Hauptbahnhof. Main central station in Berlin. Back to the river on this side. I don't know what side of the path people are cycling or running on. I would have thought on the right side, but some people are definitely confusing that issue. So I've been to Berlin once before, which you can watch in this video here. That was in January when it was snowing. So I've never run here before, in Tiergarten. Got a bit of a stitch. Doesn't happen very often, but I'm gonna say it's because I ate breakfast 15 minutes ago. Should probably plan my timings a bit better, but it's sunny, look! Blue sky! Still feels very wintry here. In the UK, there's been loads of flowers, like primroses. But here it really feels like the dead of winter. It's really pretty though. Look at these avenues. I'm sort of doing a bit of a semicircle. So I've planned this route on Komoot. Caveat, I work for them. This is not an advert, that's what I use to plan my runs. It's amazing. Ooh. But I've used it. You can really easily see the God, it's like reminds me of what's the film? Labyrinth? No, not Labyrinth. Great film though. Never-ending Story. So on it you can see all of the running trails or the footpaths really easily, which makes it incredibly easy to plan a run through a park like this, or anywhere in fact. I'm just following footpaths on the map and I've linked them all up and linked them up to cool sites on the map like Brandenburg Gate and various statues and avenues and things like that. So while I've never been here before in Berlin, in this part of Berlin, it's really easy for me to plan a route like that. I love running around cities, it's such a great way to get to know somewhere. I guess get to know somewhere is not quite correct. It's a great way to orientate yourself, so you understand how the city is laid out and sort of where everything is in relation to each other. That is the best thing about running in cities that you've never been to before, or running anywhere that you've never been to before, is that it allows you to orientate yourself really, really easily. So this is, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the mall in London. It's like the road that goes down to Brandenburg Tor. So that's going to be pretty impressive, I think. I don't think I've been down the mall in London. I should probably do that as well. What is really difficult about running in a new place, especially in a different country, is that I don't have any peripheral vision on my left side, and the stuff on my right side isn't great either. And traffic's obviously coming from a different side in Germany than it does in England. Also, they turn right on a red, which we don't do in the UK. Okay, so I'm back. I've jumped in the shower. I still look pretty scruffy. My hair is still a bit gross, and I haven't washed it because I don't really have time, and I washed it yesterday, and luckily my co-working space where all my colleagues are is literally across the road. I mean, it's 20 meters from the front door of the hotel. So now I'm going to go to work, but when I get back, I'm going to show you exactly how I planned this route in this city, but also just in general how I plan running routes when I'm away. Cool, see you in a second. Okay, so let's dive in quickly to see how I plan city runs in places that I haven't really been before. And obviously Berlin is a perfect example of that because that's where I've just been. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm using Komoot, obviously, and this is how I plan all my runs. But you can use lots of things. I use Komoot because I love them and it works really well for me, and obviously I work for them. I was staying at a hotel about here. So this is where I start, and I've already set my sport type to running here, and I've already sort of set these things. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So I've set my start point there, that's A. Now I knew that I only wanted to run about sort of 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers maybe, because I was very constrained by time. And I also wanted to see something interesting in Berlin. But you can see here that there are loads of things to do, and these red dots here are highlights. So they show me, pictures of what that place looks like, and these are things that other people have created to highlight different cool things that they think other runners might like. So this is Museum Island, for instance. So last time I ran in Berlin in January, I went this side of things and to Alexanderplatz and Museum Island and places like that. So this time I want to go into Tiergarten, which is here. And that is my main destination for this run. So I am just going to, I'm not sure what the scale is here, so because I keep zooming in and out, so I'm not really sure how far it's going to be. So I'm going to put a test pin. So that looks nice. I'm going to set this as a destination. Now Komoot has automatically routed me in the nicest way that it thinks it can. So I'm just going to zoom in on that route. You can see here, this purple line, you can see that symbol there. That's actually, it looks like a Camino symbol. So I'm guessing that's part of the Camino de Santiago. So that looks pretty nice. I'm not sure what any of this is. I think this is a hospital actually. I'm going to trust that for now. And it's obviously taking me over here down to a bridge, so I'll include that on the route. And this doesn't, this is already on the route, but it's nice to add it in because it'll show me later what I'm going to see. So it's clearly routed me over that bridge, and then this is a pedestrianised section, and I know because these white bits are roads and these black lines are hiking trails, so they're, well, not hiking trails, but they're footpaths. So I can also see now in this sidebar, okay, so that's 2.8 kilometers already just to this corner of Tiergarten from my hotel. So I know now that I don't actually want to go that much further this way, because obviously I'm going to be doing a loop. So as much as I would like to run around the whole of Tiergarten, I just don't have time for that. So I want to also get to this road here because I want to run up it to see the Brandenburger Tor, the Brandenburg Gate. So I need to get down to this road. So, okay, so over there, I'm going to click here, my new endpoint. So it's now routed me across this road here and along this footpath here. That looks nice. And then I'm just going to basically go to the Brandenburg Gate. So I'm going to run all the way along here. And I can see that this is a Russian memorial there, so that might be pretty interesting. And then I need to work my way home. So this is really, what I want to see. I want to see the River Spree, and I want to see a bit of Tiergarten, and I want to see the Brandenburg Gate. So from there, I don't know how to get home. So instead, I'm just going to click there and make it a round trip. And then Komoot is going to automatically show me, a good way to get back. So that looks nice. I'll be running along the river, crossing that bridge there, and then going up that road there, and it will just kick me out there. So how long is that now? Okay, 6.57 kilometers. Perfect. 20 meters of elevation, so that's flat. And it should take me around 40 minutes, depending on how much I've been chatting in the video while I'm running. I want to go back to the route planner because I want to show you a little bit more about how I identify good places to run. So obviously, I've only been to Berlin once. I mean, this is my second time here, but I've looked into it enough to know that, Tiergarten is a cool place. And I know that Museum Island is here, for instance. I know that Alexanderplatz is around here. I want to pretend that I don't know anything about Berlin. And I'm going to show how I would look at the map and plan a route in a place that I don't know. So on this map, for instance, and whatever app you use, or even if you're looking at a paper map, you're going to see the same kinds of things. So Tiergarten here, you can see how green it is. And these black lines are footpaths and the green lines are cycle paths. So these are places that I know that I can be traffic free as long as I'm not, on these roads, obviously. So when you zoom in and out, you can see these different parks pop up all over the map. So this is obviously a big green area here. That is a green area, but it's lighter, so I'm going to say it's a cemetery. And then you can see this hill and park here. There are all these little parks. So all these black lines I know are footpaths. So I could link up some of these parks to each other, some of these green spaces in the city. Or for instance, the River Spree obviously travels through the centre. I can see, even if I had never been to Berlin before, I can see very clearly that there's a river going along here. And I can also see that there's a river path. That's going to be a great place to run to. So running along riversides is often a really great way to run through cities. Then I can see here, that looks pretty cool. You can often see the shapes and how impressive something is because European cities tend to be filled with really interesting history. So you can see here, I have no idea what this is here, but I know it's going to be cool. So I can obviously get a better idea of using highlights, but even if you're not on an app that has highlights or you're looking at a city that doesn't have highlights on Komoot, you can see that if you started here on this footpath, all the way down this section here, even to this lake. So if I just set that as my destination, it's created me a little route there that is purely on footpaths and through all these green spaces, linking them up. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I bet it's going to be nice. And I can see that's actually only 1.6 kilometers. So from there, how might I get back to the beginning? So I'm going to zoom in and take a look. So I could, from there, continue on along this canal, and then I can see this is a cycle path, so that might indicate that this is quite a quiet road, and it looks like it could be a good way of getting up to this park here, whatever this is. And that looks cool. I don't know what building that is, but that looks nice. It's a church, okay? So I set that as my new endpoint. So now I'm slowly working my way back to the beginning, and I can see there's a park here as well. So I'm going to follow this road and then that footpath there to get to this corner of that park. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then I'm already over here. Round trip, 5.4 kilometers. So, that's basically a park run. And on this run, I'll be seeing all of this cool stuff down here, all these different gardens. It's obviously quite historic because the city is built around this shape. and then along this canal here, and I love running along waterways, and then up this street to this other park, cutting along this street to this park here, this green space, this church, and then back to the start point. So that is another perfect example of a city run. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I know it's going to be really cool because it has all of these different green spaces in it. So that's it. You can really scale this out to any kind of run or route that you want to do. Just go to the map and look for those green spaces, those interesting looking buildings on the map, and route yourself via those. So thanks for coming along on this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.